Hello there and welcome back to Bullets for Bucks. So in today's episode, we're going to be going over the Howa H-S Precision chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor with a 26-inch barrel, medium heavy weight. It's threaded at the end with 1/2 by 28 threads. And if you've seen the step-by-step process and videos I've made on the modifications I've done to this gun, then you'll kind of know what's going on here. If not, go take a look at those videos. I did a trigger job to this trigger, reduced it to just under 1 pound. Installed QD flush cups in the rear and one to the bipod in the front. Went ahead and installed the scope base, muzzle brake with a thread adapter from 1/2 and 28 to 5/8 by 24. Then also went ahead, put a cheek riser on it. Of course, the old rusty trusty data patch or dope patch, so you can write down your drop data once you have it. I haven't accumulated it yet, so it's not written on there yet. Very handy when hunting. Of course, put the scope ring scope on. This is an Athlon Aries ETR scope here, and it's a 34mm main tube. It's an excellent scope. I'm just looking forward to using it some more. Of course, put a bipod on here. On here, we just have a cheap Caldwell with the cant ability. Of course, QD sling. So in the previous videos, basically what I did was polish the bolt body, lap the recoil lugs, which I also did, secure this tactical bolt knob that actually came with this Howa H-S Precision, which I was really pleased with. It comes threaded, but I just had to put Loctite on those threads because it was wanting to work itself loose. I also included in the video how to install the muzzle brake and thread adapter, because it's very difficult to find a 6.5 Creedmoor, or 6.5 I should say, muzzle brake in 1/2 by 28 thread unless you have a custom made. I also bedded the front lug area, which is also according to H-S Precision stock specifications, which is in the video. Didn't go over the rings and mounting the scope. A lot of people have their own version of doing that. I did go over how to mount the scope base. And I believe there was probably a few other things I'm missing right now. But anyway, that's a rough overview of the modifications I've done to this rifle. Now we're going to go out to the range and get some rounds down range here and do some verification, get it sighted in, and go ahead and start breaking in this rifle. To start with, I'm just going to be using Hornady American Gunner in 6.5 Creedmoor 140 grain bullets, factory loads. I do have some EDLM in 2 different weights, and I have some EDLX, which we may try on another video at a later date. Initial impressions with this rifle, extremely impressed. The H-S Precision stock is one of the best stocks I've seen, especially in its price class. This rifle came from Sportsman's Guide, and they have an amazing price on them right now, so you might want to go and check those out. The stock came with bedding material and instructions on how to bed it according to their specs. One thing I've not seen on very many fiberglass stocks, or this is considered a kind of a hybrid stock. It's I guess they say Kevlar, carbon fiber, and polymer mix. So it's kind of a hybrid material, but it's extremely rigid. When I had the barreled action out of the stock, there was no flex in this stock whatsoever. It has adjustment screws that actually pinch the recoil lug, so you can adjust it so that the barrel runs correctly and straight down the barrel channel, which I've never seen on a BNC stock or something like that. The scope is a little higher than I would normally want it, but basically it's the rings I had on hand that were 34mm. So that's why the cheek rest is abnormally high. I like a high cheek rest, especially when I'm dealing with a high scope that's highly elevated here. The muzzle brake is a VG6. Other than that, we're going to go ahead, take it off safe, check, confirm it's empty. Runs nice and smooth. I'm sure it'll just keep getting smoother. I went over the rifle and did a very, very clean sweep on it. I really thoroughly cleaned the barrel before even taking it out. but you can see that's very smooth after polishing the bolt body. And I also forgot, I did polish and smooth out the raceways inside the receiver here, and that was on video. We're just gonna go ahead and dry fire it once or twice. I don't even have the scope caps up. Just get a feel where it's breaking at. Yeah, nice and crisp. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and zero this in, and then we'll show you guys some groups and have some fun shooting it. So I've taken the first 3 shots out of the rifle with this Horny American Gunner 140. I kind of rushed them. So I got about 1.5 inch group, but the very first group out of this rifle, no issues feeding, no issues with the muzzle brake, no issues with anything yet, and hopefully never. But first 3 shot group, factory ammo, 1.5 inch, not bad, maybe 1.25 inches. At 100 yards, made the adjustments to zero it. I'm sure that'll have to be tweaked a little bit, but basically it was only one out after just looking down the bore and taking some time to bore sight it with my eye. It was actually only 2 MOA left and 1 MOA high at 100 yards. So got lucky there, no problem sighting it in. Now we're gonna go ahead and shoot some groups down range and see how she does. 3-shot group, left target, upper right square, upper corner of it. Shooting off the bipod. You can see that 3-shot group below was the first group out of the gun. That's more like it. That's exactly where I was aiming, right on that upper corner. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, there we go. Probably about a 1/2 inch group there. I pulled that one just a tad. But that, folks, shows me that this gun can shoot if I do my part. And it's feeding wonderful, triggers great. That's probably about a 1/2 inch group with cheap 70-cent factory ammo. So if I do my part, this thing will shoot. Now, it's not a 1/4 inch, but I'm sure we'll get there. So that's it, folks. This gun's running great. I'm going to stretch it out to 200 and 300 yards. I wanted to stretch out to 400 yards today, but the other range is busy with the 400-yard target. So we're just going to hit some bigger steel. It's going to be easy, but we're going to go 2, 3. There's not little pieces of steel, so we'll just do it for fun. And then we'll have another part or another video with this gun, I'm sure, probably several, going out to 1,000 and hopefully beyond 1,000 yards. Then we're going to move up to 3.